Hello and welcome to Microfinance. My name is Saradin and I'll be your tutor in this class. In this tutorial, I'll explain to you what microfinance banks are, what they do, where and how they are allowed to operate, as well as prohibited activities. Microfinance refers to very small loans mostly handed out in developing countries that usually helps people start a business and escape poverty. Microfinance banks are established to provide banking services to low-income individuals or groups who otherwise would have no other access to financial services. Microfinance banks also receive deposits and give out loans on a smaller scale than commercial banks and merchant banks. There are 4 categories of microfinance banks in Nigeria. The first one is Tier 1 Unit Microfinance Bank. This is a unit microfinance bank with urban authorization and operates in the banked and high-density areas and is allowed to open not more than 4 branches outside the head office within 5 contiguous local government areas subject to the approval of the Central Bank of Nigeria. This type of banking license requires the owners of the bank to have 200 million naira to invest in the bank. The second category is the Tier 2 Unit Microfinance Bank. This is a unit microfinance bank with rural authorization and operates only in the rural, unbanked or underbanked areas, and it's allowed to open 1 branch outside the head office within the same local government area subject to the approval of the Central Bank of Nigeria. This type of banking license requires the owners of the banks to have 50 million naira to invest in the bank. The third category is the State Microfinance Bank. A state microfinance bank is authorized to operate in one state or the Federal Capital Territory. It is allowed to open branches within the same state or the FCT subject to prior written approval of the Central Bank of Nigeria for each new branch or cash center. It is not permitted to open more than 2 branches in the same local government area unless it had established at least 1 branch or cash center in every local government area of the state. A newly licensed state microfinance bank shall not commence operation with more than 10 branches. This type of banking license requires the owners of the bank to have 1 billion naira to invest in the bank. The last category is the National Microfinance Bank. A national microfinance bank is authorized to operate in more than 1 state, including the Federal Capital Territory. A newly licensed national microfinance bank shall not commence operation with more than 10 branches. This type of banking license requires the owners of the bank to have 5 billion naira to invest in the bank. There are currently 880 microfinance banks in Nigeria at the time of this tutorial. For more information on microfinance bank licensing and permissible activities, you can Google guidelines for the regulation and supervision of microfinance banks in Nigeria. And this brings us to the end of this video segment. If you have learned anything new today, please drop a comment, like, and subscribe to my channel in your quest towards understanding banking services in Nigeria. See you in the next video.